Okay, part 2 for today. I'll show you all the part numbers on this stuff. That's 14 millimeter, which is basically 9/16. And this is our problem, is it's doing this. Don't tell me they use oil on it, that or oil plastic that's not oil resistant. But anyway, this is a problem on all 3 of these 2352s. So the thing to do here would just be cut these and just drain all the oil back in them, and then that's, that'll be fine. So that's what we're gonna do here. It's gonna make a mess if I let that hit the ground. So we're gonna just well, there it goes. So just cut. Whoa. So just cut this and let it drain back in. And that's something I'm gonna miss, is not being able to see the fluid, but that's all right. How many hoses you ever use and can't see the fluid in them? It's no good. So let's get all that back into the can here. I love this system. I don't know if it's any cheaper. I guess you could get cheaper oil. I get kind of expensive oil because I think it's worth it. Okay, so then just turn that around and just let that drain on in. Okay, so what I'm probably gonna, I'll show you what I'm gonna do when I got both hands. Okay, well, I got the water heater on and everything. I got a cord out there, a hose that's busted, and I'm hoping that this is somewhere around 9/16. Alright. Because I'm not going to be able to half. Dadgum, that's not good. Yeah, it's right around a half. But, see, this thing here is 9/16, right about. Yeah, see, that's right about 9/16, and this is a smaller diameter. Dadgummum. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Might have to go get some 9/16 by half. Well, let's just try it and see. There's no real pressure on these things. I mean, there's not like it's going to it don't need a lot of pressure to hold it in place. So it's gonna make a mess. So, oh, another thing that I did too, I would recommend you do when you get these OTC things, put yourself a little piece of breathing material here and tape it down on the vent, and it keeps dirt from getting in there. And see how dirty they get? They just get unbelievably dirty. And so you try to kind of keep this wiped off a little bit here, but when you wipe off around the hole, it's good to have something in it. But wipe away. Just kind of keep it clean. And but you're gonna make a mess with these things. There's just no two ways about it. So all right. Well, I don't know. Well, let me get these all apart and drained, and we'll go from there. Dadgummit. I didn't even think about that end, the pour end being a smaller diameter. So it makes you wonder, do you want to be careful when it gets on this out here. Is that end bigger? So you don't want to get too cut happy here. I'll just have to keep thinking about this. Well, I'm going to show you, but I went to cut this off of here and it just crumbled. I mean, I'm going to have to leave some feedback on this if you're not going to put a good hose on it for all you charge. I mean, it's just like glass. It's so, here you go. Well, that ain't so bad, but it just crumbled on me. See, there's a bit there. So then you wonder if it goes down in here, but you'll be able to see that if it happens. I'm going to have to carefully extract these. What a mess. Okay, well, I'll get it all sorted out here soon. Now, what I did here was I'm nervous about this stuff now being so brittle. Well, see, that right there is never going to work. That's just not going to be happy time ice right there. I think what I'm going to do is just take these things to bits, and then I probably will go to Lowe's Hardware tomorrow and just get some adapters from whatever works to whatever works, because it's just, this isn't going to work. So, well, that's very disappointing. These things are not that old, couple 3 years maybe, and that plastic has just turned into the links have linked on the polys, and it ain't gonna work anymore. Let me get my big knife out and cut these things off and get this clean anyway. Alright, don't let that hang around in your shop, okay? Alright, now we're just gonna cut these off. I don't know what else to do, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap it with some blue silicone tape and mark it for duty. There's not enough pressure there to worry about, so let's just get this thing here and get all your paraphernalia on and just cut these mofos off. It's about the best I can think to do. Alright, as you can see, I've got it, the first one in the vise. Got it holding the long way. Don't have much light here. Well, don't have much anything here, do I? There you go, now you can see it better. Okay. So I got my hearing things on, and I'm just going to cut it right there. And then we'll take it over and clean it. So, hate this thing. I don't want sparks flying all over the camera. That's okay. Oh, gotta have the pokey bits in the wall. I'm real big about unplugging this thing. Okay. Alright. Wonder where my little handle is. Must be over here somewhere. Here we go. Well, that was interesting. This is why you wear all this stuff. The whole thing blew out. It landed, oh, here it is. You won't believe it. It came out of the vise. I was trying not to crush it. I thought I had enough stuff on. Well, that was quite the, it blew up into the air and then fell way down over here. So, see, I got to start on it anyway. What did I hit? Nothing. I think I'm just being, you know what I need to do? I need to change this blade. Forgot about that. Just too wide. Let's unplug this again and go get a thinner disc. That disc is too thick. That's what did it to me. Let's see. I know I've got one here somewhere. Yeah. Let's use that one. See, I got a couple of them thick ones. Let's that ought to be fine. That's got a little age on it, but it's okay. Well, you got to see something interesting anyway. Camera survived it. That's good. Well, this blade does a lot better. I'll take you off the thing in a second, but I got two of them done. Got to go over to the grinder and fix up them things. So yeah, that thinner bit really. Does better. Okay, so there you go. So you can't change the diameter on these because then it won't go into the pokey hole on the top of the thing, and then you end up with all that kind of mess. So I started thinking about it. Well, all right, there. Okay, I took them over to the grinder and I kind of knocked the edges off of them, but there's edges on the inside, so just get your drill bits and sort of just waller that out, and then we'll take it over to the, take them over and wash them out real good, get all the metal powder out of them. You don't want that in your motor, but just go around and find the drill bit that suits it best and clean that out. It's sort of like doing a brake line, isn't it? Like, you know, kind of getting the barbs and everything out of the inside before you double flare it, you know. Okay, let's do this. Don't take a second. Okay, just use Dawn. Don't use anything with grit in it, okay? And you just kind of rinse them all over. Ooh, that's hot. And then you just kind of blow them all out. Now, I don't have any air turned on, but I think I'm going to turn some on and kind of just blow them off. They sound better, sound cleaner. You know, I just thought of something. I got one of these. So let's try this. We'll see if we can put a flare on that end of that thing. And I got my silicone tape over here. And well, just see what we can do. But they're really all cleaned and blown out and everything. But I'm going to see if I can get a little bit of a flare on it. And then I got all these clamps. And I think they'll be fine. And then silicone tape to take up the slack. But let's see if I can get. This is the thing where you got to poke it in, so you really can't change this. You could change it, I guess. But anyway, let's not get it dirty now. So it's all clean. So let's see if I can get a little flare on it. But for right now, you can tell that's just. That's not going to work, but a little flare on that will go a long way. So my plan, I think cut this in half will be fine. It doesn't have to be real long. Sometimes it's kind of in the way if it is. Let's see if I can flare this sucker. Okay, let's see if this works. So I got it all tightened down in there. And we're going to just turn this thing in. I use this on fuel lines, this tool. And this ain't much more than that. Okay, let's see what I got here. You never can quite tell because you can't see down in there. Okay. Push that back. Let's see what I got. Got to push it all the way back, and then maybe it'll open. See, look at that. I got a little flare on that sucker. Hey! Now we're gumping it. Just wrap a little tape behind that, and then you got yourself a dealie. A dealio. Well, let's put a little blue silicone on that, and then that is great. So I'm glad I remembered I had that flaring tool. And that's all you need, that little tiny bit. I'll be doggone. I'll be a real sprung crummy joker. This stuff's pretty sensitive here. You got to make sure you're real clean when you use this stuff. But I'm just going to use it to take up a little bit of goodness here. I don't know. Let's see what we got the old ways. Old vase. Oh, I gotta cut them off. Let's cut them off and see how this fits on that before we do much else. Okay, I got my sharp tool here, and let's see what I got here to get this off. I thought I had it going. I guess it healed up on me. Okay. Well, there's that. Let's see how this fits on here. Now that's got some barbs in it. That's cool. Well, that don't. It's better. I think I'll put some silicone tape on that too. So okay, well that's size is this mess. Somebody in the world needs to make up their minds on this standard or metric thing. I don't know. And anybody that goes outside of the variance ought to be hung up or something. Let me cut these off. That's the worst one. That's the most brittle one. Yeah, did you hear it go crunch? Ugh, terrible. Okay, all three of those cut off. Only took a second. And all right, well, let's see what's gonna work here. Oh, let's see how much half of this would be. I don't want to order another one. I just think that's going to be too long. All right, we'll see in a minute. These things actually will move around too, so you know, you can adjust that. Now, don't pump down on it. You'll end up with a face full of motor oil. That'll move a little easier. Okay. All right, let's go turn that off because I can't stand that song. So these aren't big enough to do this. So what I do is I double them up. I'll show you that in a minute. But you just get two. The pressure's a little more even too. So 2, 4, 6, 12. You need 12 of them. Luckily I had a pack of new ones and a couple old ones left. I had those, but those aren't uniform. So I know these are all the same manufacturer. So I'll show you what I mean in a minute. God, I'm so happy about that. I don't know what to do. Okay, I guess I need to talk about everything I'm doing here. If you decide to do it, so it's ideal number 4s or stainless steels, and I got them all made up. I got 12 to make 6, and this is what I'm using to fill in the gaps here a little bit. This stuff, like I say, keep it as clean as you can, but you got to pull the plastic off of it and wrap it around. But I find that using gloves is just better because your skin oils really foul this stuff up. Okay, look, I'm trying. All right, so we're all set to do all this. I got my hoses cut. I got 4 hoses, only need 3. That thing performed magnificently. Got flares on everything. And like I say, there can't be but a portion of an ounce of pressure when you pump this stuff out. So it's not that big a deal, but you know, a little over-engineered. That's okay. Won't hurt nothing. So we're going to wrap these and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I only cut off a couple of inches here, not very much, and then when you pull this stuff on, you just kind of keep pulling it around. And I don't want to cover up my lip right there. You want that to kind of keep hanging out. And then once you fold this on itself, it's over. So let's grab a piece of hose. Okay. And then that ought to, let's see how that does. Okay. I think I might get some, well, I don't think I need any. Just twist it in there in the direction so the tape will be trailing. It's not unlike doing yellow or white pipe tape. You might could put a little seal glide on that and be a happier camper. But remember, the more you lubricate something on, the more it might come off. A little harder than I thought. Be sure and blow this out with air when you're done too. Get all the little bits of rubber out of there. Well, this is a real escapade here. Okay. That's just dandy right there. And that way you can see where I did it. So I'm all the way up to, tore my thumb open. And my glove on my thumb, not my thumb actual. So that's just fine. So I flip this over. These are quarter drive. And so you want the curl of the tape of the hose to kind of work like that. And just go in equal amounts here on this thing. And pressure's better. I've done this a whole bunch using multiple hose clamps. It just, the pressure's just easier to be happy with. So probably don't even need this on there, but I don't know. Just let's just be professional. Okay. All right. I don't like live music. How about you guys? Okay. Look at that. So that looks pretty good. And that gives you a little something to grab onto too. I didn't think about that. That gives you a nice little handle like that. Okay. Well, it don't move at all. Okay, so I got it all nice and blown out. So you got to try to be as clean as you can be. I'm not being surgical clean on every little thing I'm touching, but you don't want to. Now, I'm one of those guys that puts oil in the filter if I can before I put it on. They say don't do that. I don't know what to tell you. And don't do that then if you don't want to. But I do. So there's a little bit of blue tape on that. So don't forget to put your hose clamp on there. I don't want this to get dirty on the tip. So we're going to go ahead and slip this on. Uh-oh, that didn't work too good. That kind of fouled up, didn't it? Well, I thought I had it wrapped tighter than that. I guess I didn't. So there's a foul up there. I don't know. I think I can just work it on there and get it on there good enough. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, I got most of it in there. Okay. All right, look at that. Okay. I don't know if you can look at that or not, but it worked out pretty good. Actually, I pushed it down and kind of made a seal there. So, okay, I'm going to tighten these up and we'll be right back. Okay, that's pretty good there. So, there you go. And all you got to do is just fill your little can up, so it's not a big thing. All right, we'll do the last shot here in a minute. And we'll finish these off. Now that I got the mojo, I'll clean up and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. So I want to confirm that I turned the water heater off. Okay, gotta remember all this stuff. So let's go here and look at them and we'll call this one done. And let's go over here. I did all that welding the other day. So there they all are, all done. And ought to be just fine. So if you get one of these, you might as well just go and order up some clamps and hose and some silicone tape and do whatever you need to do, because they're just gonna fail, and it's just gonna make you mad. So adds a lot of cost to it, I guess. I'll show you what the part numbers are on the tops. You know the part number on top, but I think they're like 40 or 50 bucks each. And whatever this hose was, we'll look at that and then we'll call it. So this is the fuel line right there, and so that'll be that's I got two of those. So let's look at the and then there's this thing with this rotten line. So there's that thing. I don't know how much it was. Let's see how much they are. They're now $66. So that's a lot of money to make that kind of be convenient. But convenient it is, but don't count on that silly hose. All right, well, give us a thumbs up. So anyway, these are red. These are what they call black raven or raven gloss. They're pretty good, actually. They take a lot more stress than a lot of other things do. All right, well, that's it. So thanks for being around and sharing some time with me, and we'll think of something to do tomorrow. I got all that Daphne stuff to do. There's my little card of things to do. So hoses for oil cans. That took a lot of time, and fixing the Christmas tree took a lot of time too. So I have to do everything off the cuff. There's nothing designed, and there's no parts I get. I have to come up with stuff. So that's why it takes so long. All right, talk to you later. Bye bye.